Hey, it's Ron. Ron's Woodturning. Welcome to my new shop. You're not going to turn no wood today. I'm going to work on a bar top with that Stonecoat Countertop epoxy. So we're going to get started just putting the seal coat on. And I tinted it with just a tad of turquoise. I sanded it the last time I was here, so just to let you know, I squared it up, sanded it all down, dug out all the soft stuff, and now I'm going to put seal coats on it. So this is number one. I'm going to do 3, maybe 4. We'll find out. But we're going to get started here in just a few. Stick with me. Alright, so this is a 12.5-inch wide, 8-foot long cedar slab, and it's got a lot of nooks and crannies and crevices in there, and I got to fill all them up with, well, I got to seal them all up first so that when I do the casting epoxy to fill up to make everything flat, I won't have a problem with air bubbles. So what I do is I already got equal parts mixed up of the Stonecoat Countertop epoxy and a little smidgen of turquoise in there just to give it a tint, and I'm going to mix it up for 2 minutes. Then I'm just going to paint it on the whole surface, especially getting down in the nooks and crannies, and I got to do that 3 times, and then I'll take it out of that mold. Well, then I'll pour the casting resin and let it dry, and then I'll take it out of the mold. Now this will show you just about how much tint I put in there. It ain't much. And this is an equal amount. So I'm just going to pour these 2 together and then stir them up for 2 minutes with this stick right here. And then I've got several pieces of stuff. I got these pieces of foam if I need them. And then I got this brush right here if I need it to get down in stuff. And then I got a shower squeegee so I can paint it over the top real easy. So it looks like I'm ready to go, and I'm going to mix it. Now I'm just going to let this one drain into the other one. Get all I can out of there. And I bought a bunch of paint stirrers too. Let me go find them so I can scrape the rest of it out. This is coming out pretty easy. The hardener is a lot thinner than the resin, or the part A. Part B is pretty thin. That's why I did it this way. But almost got it out. Okay, I got it all in one spot now, so I'm just going to stir it up. Alright, so now all I'm going to do is just paint the insides of all these little nooks and crannies. Especially around all these little knots. Just get it in there. I'm not trying to fill anything, I'm just trying to seal up the wood that's there. That way I'll have less air bubbles. And I probably mixed up too much, but whatever. I don't want to fight air bubbles. So I'm just going to do that over the whole board. Alright, so I got all the spots, all the little cracks that I could see filled in with the sealer, or the first coat. Nothing's filled in. I had to put the casting resin on it. I'm just doing a seal. And now I'm going to squeegee the rest of it on there, because I got a bunch left, and get the whole board. And that way, hopefully, I won't have any air bubbles. And it's got a little slight green tint to it. Not bad at all. Yeah, let's do some squeeging. And you can see this is cedar. Y'all seen me do bowls before where cedar just sucks everything up. Well, this is doing the same thing. So it's going to need it, or I'm going to have air bubbles galore. Dang, looks good already. I love it. If there's any left, I'll just dump it off in these holes. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Wow. Nice. Now I might have to bring a heater in here tonight because it's supposed to get down to like 40 something. But I'll do that. Now I'll torch it. Alright, let it sit a while and hit it again. Now you want to see why you need a seal coat. Remember them bowls I turned when I told you cedar's like a sponge?
Yeah, it's pretty, yeah, you're right.
Well, there's your evidence right there. I put that stuff on there pretty heavy and it sucked it up like a sponge. But it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. And I'm going to do it right. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to give it 3 seal coats. And I got it figured out what I'm going to fill these holes up with. This is not going to be see-through. I'm going to go ahead and put enough pigment in there. It's going to be a mix of copper and turquoise. Swirled. Fill all them holes up. And then that way it'll match my bar. Which is coming along real well, I should say. You can see the little green patina here and there. Well, I'm loving it. Loving it! Alright, so it's the next morning. And all I'm going to do now is just scuff it up with a 220. Give it something to stick to. Alright, that's the second coat of sealer. And this afternoon I can do the third coat. And then tomorrow I can do the cast. But it's not sucking it in near as fast as it was earlier. And I got some spots. And they're look like debris of some sort, maybe a bubble. I'll torch it again here in a minute. But that's what I got so far. Alright, so I poured some copper and turquoise and coming out pretty good. I'm gonna have to let it dry. Apparently I got an underground cavern over here. But the turquoise turned more freaking blue than it did turquoise, so. And I got one stubborn bubble. It pops and then goes away. I guess I'll catch it before it pops and stays popped. But the copper is coming good. And I stirred it up with a toothpick. So, it's gonna look good. And it's gonna match my bar. It's gonna go right across that beams. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Well, good morning. It's the next day, and it looks pretty doggone cool. It's all swirled up. You can see the copper in there. I got some last little bit to fill up to make it totally even in some spots here and here. So I'm just mixing up clear. And this is the casting resin, not the top coat stuff. So I just want to top them off and let them dry all day, all night. And then tomorrow I'm going to hit it with a sander. So we mix this up for about 2 minutes with a stick and just pour it in there. I'm loving it. Looks good. So, well, it's been a whole 24 hours and it's dry and it's solid. But I'm not going to take it out of the mold until later this afternoon. And I'll sand it down real good and get it ready for the top coat. I love it. Well, it's going to go right over there. So, still working on it. Man, I tell you what, this tie-back tape is the ticket. It's coming right off. It don't even stick. Let me pull all that off. Alright, so I got it off, and now you're looking at the bottom. And I think the only thing I did different is I didn't put that dadgum weight on the top of it, so the whole bottom of this board is coated, which means I probably wasted a lot, but I bought plenty. So I'm going to clean up the bottom a little bit, route around the edges, and then flip it over and work on the top. But anyway, if I had it to do over again, I'd do what they say and smash it down on there so that stuff can't get under it. So watch the videos from Stonecoat Countertop and don't skip no steps or you'll waste a bunch. Oh well, my bad. Okay, lots and lots of sanding. I'm going to do them edges first and get them all smooth all the way around. And then I'll do the top. Well, I'm going to start with 120 and just do the edges. I got some 80 and some 60. The top is pretty crinkly. I'm just going to see what 120 does. If I don't cut it, I'll drop back. So here goes. Put on my mask. Alright, let's do some sanding. Well, I might have to drop back to about 80. So, I got a lot of sanding to do. Okay. I've got the first thin coat. I'm going to let that dry and then I'm going to do the flood coat. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, this is it. I just mixed up the flood coat And I got my 1/8 square notch trowel. Fixing to sticker it on. We'll see where this goes. It's going to take all of it, it looks like. Definitely going to take it all. Yes. I'm just going to keep doing this until I get it all covered. There it is. Flood coat is on. Look how freaking smooth that bad boy is. Nice. There you can see the copper swirls there. And I don't know if you probably can't see it on this video, but there's little tiny shiny pieces of sparkly copper. There, now you can see it. I mixed that in on the top coat, the flood coat. So now it's got little sparkles all in it. This subtle, nothing major. But it's ready. All I gotta do is let it dry and I can put it on. Well, I finished it. And I got it mounted and epoxied to the top here. And it looks perfect. I love it. A lot of work. It took me about 4.5 days to finish it. Of course, that wasn't all labor. I mean, it's 30 minutes here, an hour there. Well, you gotta let this stuff dry. And I'm liking it. So on to the next project. I'll make these shiny. Alright, so thanks y'all for sticking with me. Next trip, which would be November, I'm bringing one of my wood lathes and a few other tools, and then I don't know, it's going to be about 6 months before I get everything over here. The problem is, if I take everything over here, I can't do nothing at my house, so I got kind of split it up and keep projects simple unless I'm here, and then I'm going to tackle big stuff. But y'all have a great day.